Tvameva Mata cha Pita, Tvameva Bandhu cha Sakha, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam, Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva, Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Dhyanamoolam Guru Murti, Pujamoolam Guru Padam, Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamoolam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamoolam Gurur Kripa. I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of Puja Gurudev and at the lotus feet of our Guru Parampara. The gift of the wisdom of yoga, which is called as Yoga Vidya, has been given to us by the compassion of Swami Shivananda. In the early 1900s, when Shivananda ji used to live on the banks of Ganga in Rishikesh, when it was a remote place, not as bustling as it is today, Swami Shivananda ji had a vision, a clear vision, that there will be a need for the whole of humanity to receive the blessings and take refuge in the wisdom of yoga. And today we find that religions, science, culture, every genre of life taking refuge in the wisdom of yoga. Rules and regulations have not been able to help humanity to refine themselves. In the whole world there has been chaos and unrest. In spite of thousands of years of introduction to religious ideas, in spite of hundreds of years of scientific discoveries, we've not become a peaceful, harmonious and society in which one has the abiding calmness. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks about a state of mind. He calls it as Manah Prasada. and he adjectivizes it with a word called Saumyatvam. And he asks a question in the process of the discussion with Arjuna. Ashantasya kuta sukham. What is the chance for a person to enjoy life if one does not know how to be in the experience of prashanti? And this is the gift that yoga gives all of us. It allows us to discover the harmonious nature, the uplifting nature, the creative nature, the positive nature that normally becomes hidden under the influences of emotions, instincts, under the influence of the conflicts. It gets hijacked. So we are really thankful and express gratitude, deep sense of gratitude to our Guru Parampara. And the wisdom of Swami Shivananda ji, the visionary that Swamiji was, though he did not travel all over the world, he ensured that the wisdom of yoga traveled across all the continents through his illustrious spiritual sons, his disciples. We have a plethora, a pantheon of illumined masters who were given to this world as a gift by Swami Shivananda. The flow of the Jnana Ganga from Rishikesh has been quenching the thirst of all the aspirants all over the world. And Swamis like Chidananda ji, Krishnananda ji, Venkateshananda ji, Vishnudevananda ji, Satyananda ji. Actually, the list goes on and on. I will require the entire 50 minutes of time that is given to me to just talk about Shivananda ji. Maybe we should have one session just to talk about Swami Shivananda ji and his disciples. What a wonderful tradition they have created of people who are absolutely selfless, who lived very simple lives with total independence to what they had and lived with great vision of life, with a very high thinking. And it is because of the selfless life of those great disciples of Swami Shivananda that today we are able to have this webinar. It is the inspiration of humbly serving others, considering everyone as divine, as the children of the Lord Himself, and an opportunity to support, to offer the service in every which form possible. This inspiration was lit by Swami Shivananda ji, and it is ever glowing because it comes from someone who had realized the fullness and completeness within. And we come from the same tradition of Swami Shivananda ji, which is known as the Saraswati tradition. And one of the greatest disciples of Swami Shivananda is our beloved Sri Swamiji. We address him as Sri Swamiji, and he is none other than Swami Satyananda Saraswati, who founded the Bihar School of Yoga on the banks of Ganga. After doing a parikrama of the entire Asian subcontinent by foot, on bullock carts, in airplanes, on elephant backs, on camels, not a single mode of transport was spared for him to go and meet people from Sri Lanka to Afghanistan and parts of South Asia. And based on his travels, Sri Swamiji developed this system of Satyananda Yoga, which came to be known as Satyananda Yoga later on. And the reason why Swami Satyananda started teaching yoga is very interesting. It's because his guru asked for that as the parting gift. So when he was given a dakshina of 108 rupees and a vastram by Shivananda ji and told that now you are going to go into the world, this is my blessings, take it and move on. Sri Swamiji asked his guru, please tell me what I should do. What is your adesh for me? What is the mandate you are giving to me? And Gurudev Shivananda ji told him, take yoga from door to door and shore to shore. Though Sri Swamiji was not a yogin, in the sense that his approach to the glorious inner self was not through the system of yoga. He was a Vedantin, Advaita Vedantin. Because his guru gave him that mandate, he took upon his shoulders the role of taking yoga from door to door and shore to shore. And in 2013, 50 years later, when Bihar School of Yoga celebrated its Golden Jubilee celebrations, the Golden Jubilee celebrations took the form of a World Yoga Convention. And in the World Yoga Convention, we had yoga teachers, yoga practitioners, spiritual aspirants who belong to the Satyananda Yoga tradition from all over the world. We had about 26,000 people participate in a 5-day grand event, which was the fulfillment of the mandate of taking yoga from door to door and shore to shore. And in 2013, our Guru, Paramahamsa, Paramacharya, Swami Niranjanananda Saraswati, we call him fondly as Swami Niranjan. He made the proclamation that the mandate given to Sri Swamiji by his Guru was fulfilled in 2013. Because we have been celebrating the International Day of Yoga now, and it's going to come to a decade of celebrations very shortly. It has become a culture of the world. And in as early as 1983, Swami Satyananda ji has said, yoga will be the culture of future. And that future has arrived, and we are all the recipients of the blessings of yoga. So we are very happy to give this short introduction of a very grand tradition. And we have taken up the topic for discussion today is mastering stress through yoga. There are many programs that are known as yogic management or stress management. And when I was thinking about this idea of management, we usually say, this is an expression that we make, that I just managed to have my lunch. I just managed to get a few minutes of sleep, which indicates that sufficient has not been done and you just scrape through. I just managed to board the flight. It was not comfortable though, right? That's what it indicates. Whereas yoga provides us a clear, firm, a foundational approach with which it is possible for us to use stress as a stepping stone instead of running away from it or fighting with it. Normally in psychology, in neuroscience, they talk about the flight and fight mechanism. If a flight mechanism is taken when one experiences stress, it leads to immune deficiency disorders. Whereas one who takes to dealing with stressful experiences with a fighting mode, with an aggressive mode, they may be triumphant at some point of time, but they do not have the health after that. They get into systemic disorders, conditions like ulcers, conditions like ischemic heart disorder, they get into type A personality. So if you're going to deal with stressful experiences either by the flight or the fight mechanism, anyway you're going to end up with just managing stress. And we find that those people who have just managed, scraped through, if you ask them, how are you today, they're not able to respond with a uplifting statement. They say, oh, chalta hai, going on. Whereas if you are able to take the path of yoga, it is possible, and it has been possible for countless people with whom we have had the good fortune of sharing the wisdom of yoga, that they have mastered stress. Because we have in our system three flows of prana. They are called as the Ida, Pingala and the Sushna. And in Hatha Yoga, technically, the flow of Sushna is known as yoga, which is neither the fight nor the flight, which is not Pingala, which is not Ida. It is a different perspective. It is a awakening of a higher visionary, creative personality within the same person that you are. Yoga has a very interesting perspective about the individual. And I'll have to mention about this to you so that you get that perspective. It is called as the Pancha Kosha Viveka. We have, according to yoga, 5 different bodies. Not one body, but 5 different bodies. Have you seen this a Russian doll. It has one big doll. You take the lid off, the top portion of it's divided into two halves. You take the top portion of the doll out, you see a replica of this bigger doll, a smaller one inside this big doll. Then you remove the second one, then you have one more inside. Then you remove the third one, you have one more inside. Remove the fourth one, then you have one more finally inside. So yoga says that we are also like that Russian doll. And we have 5 layers. The visible, grossest part is what you're able to see now, you're able to hear to now. And if you're close by, if you touch, you can feel whether it is warm or hot or chill. It is available for the sense perception. That is known as the Annamaya Kosha. The gross, physical part of me, of you. And a subtler part inside this Annamaya Kosha, which enlivens this Annamaya Kosha, which allows this Annamaya Kosha to do its functions, is called as the Pranamaya Kosha. The Pranamaya Kosha is not available for sight or touch or smell or taste. You can't actually perceive it, like how you perceive my appearance, this body. You can't say whether I have enough prana or not have enough prana just by looking at me. So each of us have inside this Annamaya Kosha an invisible, imperceptible Pranamaya Kosha. But perception and experience of Pranamaya Kosha each one of us have. Sometimes we feel very excited, energetic, we want to do something. Sometimes we feel very down, dull. I'm not talking about the mood, talking about the energy. We feel that we can't do any work now. We postpone it. We say, let's close it for the day. We'll meet another day. We experience the availability of the prana and the non-availability of prana as a personal experience, while others cannot see that. You put a nice makeup, they will not know that you're actually tired. If I have a fantastic light illumination showing on my face over here, then you'll feel like I'm having a halo. So appearance cannot say whether you're having prana or not having prana, but personal experience you will know whether you are having enough energy. In English we can, in a handicapped manner, use the term energy for prana. But it is not actually energy, like we understand all the different energies that we study. The physical, the chemical, the electrical, the potential energies. Not like that. Prana is the energy of energies. And we have this thing called as the Prana Maya Kosha. So there is a gross Annamaya Kosha. The inner doll is the Pranamaya Kosha. And then you have a further subtler dimension inside this Pranamaya Kosha, which is known as the Manomaya Kosha. And the subject matter of mastering stress preliminary deals with these 3: Annamaya, Pranamaya and Manomaya. And if you have mastered stress, if you've learnt that process, then you access your Vijnanamaya Kosha. If you are still combating with stress, if you're just managing stress, if you're just dealing with it, if you're a victim of it, if you're affected by it, if you do not know, if you've not figured out how to deal with it in a proper way, then you do not have access to your Vijnanamaya Kosha. And I would say that majority of human population is operating in the levels of either Manomaya Kosha or Pranamaya Kosha or Annamaya Kosha. Either at the physical level or at the vital dimension or maximum at the mental dimension. And the Manomaya Kosha has the intellect in it. The Manomaya Kosha has all the stored memories of all the knowledge gained. The Manomaya Kosha has the emotions that you go through. These are the different components of the Manomaya Kosha. And finally, based on these three, based on the emotions, based on the knowledge and the memory of emotions and knowledge, you create one self-image. You say that this is my boundary. I am so and so. I am like this. You say I am not like that. Right? Each one of us have our own well-defined self-image. And this is the point where we experience stress. It is when this self-image is challenged, when this self-image is questioned, when this self-image is on the verge of being destroyed, when you have to lose this self-image, then you go into the panic mode, you go into the fight mode. Do you agree with me? Have you experienced this in your workplace? Have you experienced this in your family? Have you experienced this in the society? A nation has a self-image. A nation goes through stress. There is a collective mind of the nation, of the people, all of them together. And when that collective image is affected, then the whole nation goes through stress. An organization has its own self-image. It's the boundary of the organization. Like for example, a company that produces, technology for computers. If you tell them, can you make some nice burgers for us? What will they say? They'll say that is not our field. We do not operate on that dimension. We don't know what we do. Like for example, you go and tell the IBM, or you go to the manufacturers of the processors of computers and you tell them, can you make a nice juice for us, a milkshake, a coffee? What would they say? Or you tell them, you build a nice mansion for us, we want to live there. We will call it your company name. Will they be interested? What do they say? No, this is not our area of operation. So all of us, from the individual to the whole of humanity, all of us have a self-image. And that self-image, in yoga we call it as ahamkara. Ahamkara means an idea that this is what I am. And if you're asked to do something that will not resonate with your ahamkara, then you say, no, I will not do this. This does not gel with my idea of me. And at that time, if you're forced to do it, how do you feel? When you have to leave your self-image, what happens to you? And our self-image is all the time questioned by the people who live around us. And it is the very close people who question it the most emphatically. If we say I am like this, they challenge that. They question that. They test whether what you are saying you are up to it or not. And that experience, when your self-image is questioned, you experience that as stress. And my guru, Swami Niranjan, he has made a very beautiful contribution to this idea of stress. He says we have two types of stress. And one is eustress, a stress that promotes, helps to build a better self-image. We all need that in our life. If we do not have any challenge at all in our life, imagine if you knew exactly what will happen today, what will happen tomorrow, what will happen this week, what will happen this month, what will happen this year, what will happen in this decade, what will happen in this century. If you knew everything at an individual level for your family or for your country, if you knew everything, and if you realize that the whole world is going to get destroyed in another 3 days, and if you knew it, what would happen? You will not be able to deal with that kind of knowledge, with that kind of information. What is making life interesting for you? Why is life interesting to you? Because you do not know what will happen next year. You do not know whether you will be in the same job. You do not know whether your child will be born in Pisces or Aquarius. You are actually waiting. And that waiting is what makes life exciting. Do you agree or not? If there is no stress at all, if there is no tension at all, in a drum, have you played on a drum, on a mridang or a drum or a tabla or any percussion instrument for that matter? You know why it makes that beautiful rhythm? Because it has tension in it. Have you seen people tune the percussion instrument? They tighten it a little bit. If you don't tighten it, if it is all floppy, you'll hear some sound like elephant is dropping. Patak, patak, it will come fall down like that. So if you want a nice rhythm, a sound that reverberates from it, tension is required. When you blow the conch, has anybody tried blowing a conch? Do you know how to blow the conch? Just go and try. Okay, buy a nice conch, put it in the mouth and blow. You just do, nothing will come. You have to put enough amount of pressure in the air that is blown inside for the conch to make that proclaiming sound. It's very powerful when you hear a conch. But for it to go through, the air has to go through that pressure. And then it has to be released. How many of you use an air conditioner? Right, many of you use it. The technology of the air conditioner, the cooling happens because the air is put under a lot of pressure. The air conditioner has what they call as a compressor. Have you heard of this word? When your air conditioner fails and you call the mechanic, he comes and says, sir, the compressor has failed, sir. You might have heard this word. The compressor is an equipment that puts a lot of pressure in the air and passes that air through a very fine passage. Because it is pushed with a lot of pressure, and when it passes through that passage, when it expands into the room, that expansion is what gives the chilling effect. That high pressure followed by the release. This is what life is all about. If you do not have any stress at all, then you will have no achievement in life. What will you call as an achievement if you know that you will get to become a vice president? You will become a driver. At the age of 30, you will become a driver or you will become a barber, and you will keep on cutting hair for the next 40 years. If you already know it, what you will do? Everything will go flat. In fact, music is nothing but tension created on different mediums. Through a pipe, on a string, on a membrane, tension is created. And the tension is created in a beautiful manner, in a synchronized manner. And that we experience as music. Correct? So we need stress in our life. Now you tell me, stress is good or bad? If stress is bad, you tell me this. If stress is good, you tell me this. Tell me, is stress is good or stress is bad? This is this is somewhere in between good and bad. That constructive stress, the stress that will allow you to bring out the constructive, positive, creative, resourceful, higher nature from within you. That stress, Gurudev Swami Niranjan says, is called as eustress. And we all need eustress. If we don't have eustress, our life will become the dullest. Imagine for the next 20 years, you will eat the same breakfast. Will you wake up happily and go to the dining table? It is because it's going to be something new, something different. Not different, you ate it 1 month before. But today it is different. It's not the same that came yesterday. Right? Why do we want to go to a restaurant and have a breakfast or a lunch? Why do we like a buffet breakfast? Let's say we checked into a hotel because we went on a conference, and you wake up and you take a bath and you go to the dining hall and they put a spread there. What makes you happy? Can you eat everything that is there on all the tables? You can't eat. I always call it as Netra Ananda. The joy of seeing so much food. The fact that I don't have to eat the same old thing that I've been eating for the last so many days. I got these new things. They're looking new. They're looking different. In life, when new experiences come, we have to look at it like we are looking at the breakfast buffet, no? Why we are perceiving them as causing stress? Why we are seeing them as threatening our existence? When they say that you may have to sit on the bench, you don't have the job, looks like you have to find some other job, look for some project. We'll see if something can happen to you. What happens to you? Do you say, wow, I'm going to find a new job? What do you say? Oh, you put your hand on the head and you don't know how to deal with it, right? You have been dealing with such changes in life, not like you have not dealt with changes in life, but you have been dealing them with a very good companion. The companion is complaint. Anything happening in life, do you accept it with open arms, with that positive nature, with that creativity? Or do you receive it first with some apprehension, with complaint? Even if they ask you to change your seat in the car, you are upset. Any change is difficult to deal with. Eustress actually gives purpose and meaning to your life. You need that. When you face a challenge and you operate from the space of creativity and you deal with that and you're able to achieve something, then you feel, wow, I have done something very nice. You feel good about you. You develop an improved self-image when you are dealing with eustress. Now, the secret of mastering stress lies in converting all your stress into eustress. What is the other type of stress that Swami Niranjan talks about? He says we have the other debilitating stress that weakens us, that connects us with our limited nature, that leaves us in a devastated condition, that leaves us with doubt, with fear, with insecurity, that connects us with the restricting part of our personality, leaves us in a condition of darkness, leaves us unresourceful. That is called as distress. Now, when you go for a nice swim, you feel good or you feel upset? You feel very nice. Wow, I got into nice cool water. I have my friends with me. I'm going to have fun. Do you feel like that? Or do you feel, oh, I have to be inside water for next to 1 hour. I have to keep on moving my right hand. I have to keep on moving my left hand. I have to keep on pedaling both my legs. I have to float on water. I cannot be relaxed at all. Do you feel like that? After lying down on the couch, after worrying for 1 hour, do you feel relaxed then? Or do you feel relaxed when you are continuously using both your hands, both the legs, and you are surviving on the top of the water, and every 30 seconds you have to lift your head up, breathe. If you put your head inside and breathe, you will die there only. Is that stressful, or lying down and worrying is stressful? Is a trek stressful to you? People who go on a mountain trek, do they put a post, you know what, I am going to go on a very stressful trek? Do they put like that? On the top of the hill, do they put a long morose face and say, somehow reached here? Do they put like that? Is it easy to go on top of that hill? Did they just get into a lift and open the door and they were at the summit of the hill? How did they reach there? It was really difficult, wasn't it? Then stress itself is not bad. So somebody was saying like this, stress is not like this or stress is not like this. It depends on how you are. Imagine stress as a baby. Okay? Imagine that it is a baby or a child, a toddler, an 11-year-old. Imagine you have a son. whose name is stress, who is 7-year, 8-year, 10-year-old. And he comes and punches you in your tummy. Stress is punching you, okay? Stress is your son. You only gave birth to him. And he is 11 years old now. You've been worrying for the last 11 years. So he comes and he punches you. So you play with your son or you fall down and die. The 11-year-old. You know, when he comes and say, Appa, now let us play this. Combat. He comes and punches you. You fall down and say, oh, then you get up again. You say, take one more punch. And then again you take one more punch. Hundreds of times you take the punch and then finally both of you laugh, don't you? Haven't you taken punches from your sister's kid or uncle's kid when you went to their home? If stress becomes like that child to you, when stress says, I'm going to punch you, you'll just tuck your abdomen inside, it'll come and not touch you at all. You'll have fun with your stress. But how is that possible? It is possible with a 10-year-old child. Imagine if somebody like an Arnold Schwarzenegger came and said, I want to play punching with you. Or a Mike Tyson comes and says, I will play punching with you. You just stand there. I won't do much. I'll just give 30 punches to you. I mean, you can't take even one. Now, is your stress Mike Tyson or Arnold, or is it the 10-year-old child to you? That is how you convert distress into eustress. And see, if you say, if they stop talking like this, I will not have stress. If these people start behaving like that, I will not have stress. If this situation does not arise, I will not have any stress. I am stressed because situation is like this. I am stressed because they talk like this. I am stressed because they think like this. I am stressed because they behave like that. I am stressed because government is functioning like this. The moment you put the pin on others and say they are the ones who are causing my stress, you have lost your capacity to master stress. Udhared atmanatmanam. Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Udhared atmanatmanam. Lift yourself by yourself. And that is where the system of yoga comes into play. So when you do a practice of yoga, it gives you a brief relief. So we can try this out now. We can do a short practice now. I'll take you through a beautiful yogic relaxation that has been developed by Swami Satyananda. It is a gift of Swami Satyananda to the world. It is called as Yoga Nidra. We will not be able to do a Yoga Nidra per se, fully, but we will do a short version of it. Okay? And you tell me how you feel at the end of the practice. Then we will discuss further. But to do the practice of Yoga Nidra, you will have to lie down somewhere. So I will give you a minute time. Figure out where you can lie down. For the time being, when you are doing the practice of Yoga Nidra, you can switch off your video and find a place where you can lie down. And for the rest of you who have not switched on the video, after the Yoga Nidra, if you have a better smiling face, please show it to me, because I don't even know who is attending the program. Now please lie down comfortably. Keep your legs slightly apart. Allow your legs to flop a little bit sideways. Keep your hands slightly away from the body. Allow the body to become free of any stiffness. Palms of the hands should be facing upward, facing the ceiling. Gently close your eyes. Keeping your eyes closed, observe the body, and if you wish to make any adjustments in the position of the body, please feel free to do all those adjustments now. You can adjust your legs, your hands, the position of the body, the hair. You can make adjustments in your dress. Your head should face the ceiling, not tilted to any one side. Please ensure that your head, neck and back are in a straight line. Your legs are apart and flopping to the side. Your palms are facing upward, slightly away from body. Fingers gently curled, not kept rigid or tight. Now, observe the whole body from the top of the head to the toes. Observe the whole body as one single unit. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, feel that all the cares, all the worries are just dissolving in the breath and flowing out of you, and you feel relieved at the end of exhalation. Take a deep breath in again, and this time as you breathe out, feel that all the tightness, rigidity, pain, discomforts that you may be experiencing in the physical body, all of them are getting dissolved in the breath, and as breath flows out, you feel a sense of relief. Mentally, visualize the body lying on the floor. Mentally look at your body lying on the floor. Observe the whole body from the top of the head to the toes. Observe the whole body from the top of the head to the toes. Feel the stillness, motionlessness of the whole body. Become aware of the stillness, motionlessness of the whole body. Look at the body as if you're standing by the side and you're seeing the body. Mentally visualize the room where you are lying down. Look at the body, the floor, the walls, the doors, the windows, the furniture, the fixtures, the gadgets, the pictures on the wall. Mentally see body lying on the floor in the hall, in the room. Look at the body. The body is lying without any movement. Look at the body, the face, the hands, the trunk, the hip, the legs. Look at the body. The body is still. The body is totally still. Develop awareness of complete stillness of body. Now become aware of the points of contact between body and floor. Develop your awareness of the sensation of touch. Become aware of the body and floor. Become aware of the particular points where body is touching the floor. Head and the floor. Head touching the floor. Become aware of the particular point where head is touching the floor. Head and the floor. Shoulders and the floor. Arms and the floor. Hands and the floor. Back and the floor. Buttocks and the floor. Legs and the floor. Heels and the floor. The whole body in relation to the floor. The whole body in relation to the floor. Become aware of the whole body in relation to the floor. Become aware of the points of contact between body and floor. Intensify your awareness of these points of contact. Become aware of all the points of contact between body and floor in one go. Simultaneous awareness of the points of contact between body and floor. Intensify your awareness of the points of contact between body and floor. Feel the heaviness of the body. Feel the heaviness. You feel as if the body is sinking down into the floor. Sinking into the floor. Feel the right leg sinking down, becoming heavy. The left leg becoming heavy. The right hand, the left hand, the whole trunk, the whole head, the whole body. Become aware of the heaviness of the whole body. Become aware of the heaviness of the whole body. Become aware of the heaviness of the whole body. The whole body feels so heavy. You feel as if the whole body is sinking down and down and down into the floor. Feel the heaviness. Motionlessness. Now shift your awareness to the breath. You should know that you are breathing. I am aware, I am breathing in. I am aware, I am breathing out. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. I will be guiding you through rotation of consciousness. I will name the part of the body. When I name the part of the body, you have to feel that part mentally. There is no need to move the part. You just have to become aware of that part mentally. The practice is purely on a mental plane. Become aware of the right hand thumb. Feel your right hand thumb mentally. There is no need to move it. There is no need to deliberately relax it or do anything. Simply feel it mentally. Right hand thumb. Right hand thumb. Right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, thumb and fingers of right hand, right palm, back of the palm, wrist, forearm. Become aware of the right elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip. Become aware of the right thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right toes, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. Now leave the awareness of the right side. Bring awareness to the left hand thumb. Second finger, third finger, fourth, fifth, thumb and fingers of left hand, left palm, back of the palm, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Now become aware of the back side of the body, back of the head, back of the neck, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, upper back, middle back, lower back, whole spine, right buttock, back right thigh, back of left thigh, right calf muscle, left calf muscle, right heel, left heel, sole of the right foot, sole of the left foot, the whole backside of the body. The whole backside of the body. The whole backside of the body. Now come to the front, top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right temple, right eyelids, right eye, right nostril, left nostril, tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, chin, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, whole chest, the rib cage, right ribs, left ribs, abdomen, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right side of abdomen, left side of abdomen, the whole abdomen, the pelvic floor, the right groin, the left groin, front of right thigh, front of left thigh, right kneecap, left kneecap, front of right foot, front of left foot, the whole front side of the body, 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 the whole back side of the body, the whole back side of the body, the whole right side of the body, the whole left side, the whole body, 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 the whole body. No sleeping, please. Go on observing, go on hearing, follow the instructions automatically. The whole body. Become aware of the whole body. The whole body. You are deeply relaxed. You are experiencing a deep sense of peace. Contentment, harmony, tranquility, and a deep sense of relaxation. The practice of this short yogic relaxation, short yoga nidra, is coming to an end now. In your own time, slowly, you may externalize your awareness. You may take a few rounds of deep breathing. You may gently wriggle your fingers, your hands, your legs, your trunk, your head. Slowly roll your fingers, hands, legs, head from side to side. Slowly turn over to one side. And in your own time, you may slowly come into sitting position with your eyes closed. In the sitting position with your eyes closed, observe how you feel after this short practice of Yoga Nidra. Rub your palms against each other. Make your palms hot like two hot plates. Place the palms on the eyes. Feel the heat pass from the palms into the eyes. Gently drop the hands down and open the eyes. And I would appreciate if you can switch on your video and show me your beaming, beautiful face. I hope you really feel very relaxed, feel different from how you were feeling earlier. Can any one of you tell me how you feel? You can just raise your hand and then I will request you. Can anyone describe how you feel? We've done this practice for approximately 10 minutes. Yes, please. Adi. Hariom. Now, how do you feel now? That is the question. Yeah, very nice. Anyone else? Yes, please go ahead, Kanchana. Very nice. Swaminathan ji. This is the beautiful gift of Sri Swami Satyananda. And if you are able to invest some 15 minutes time, this is like a first aid. And there are a few such practices that you can do at different times of the day. Altogether, if you are able to invest some 30 minutes or max about 40 minutes in a day, you would actually know how to find the resourceful part within you. The secret of mastering stress lies in upgrading yourself. You know, when you have a phone, an Android or an iPhone, after every week or after every month, whenever they are releasing a new version of their software, they send you a notification, they ask you, a new version of this is available. If you're having a WordPress at the back of your website, it sends you that a new version of the WordPress is available for you and we are upgrading your website. This version has been updated in your website. Since when have you updated your mind? Since when have you updated your prana? Since when have you updated your physical dimension? Isn't there a requirement for updating, upgrading the tool with which we are living our life? So this is the method. It doesn't say if people stop talking then I will feel better. The onus of you feeling an abiding sense of satisfaction, it's called santosha. So an abiding sense of inner tranquility is not dependent on things outside you. This is the basic shift that takes place when you take to the system of yoga. And the tool that is given to us is the tool of awareness. And the first aid that is given to us is the trick. It's called tantra. Trick means tantra. It is the trick of relaxation. You did a trick now. And that sensation that you were feeling, the heaviness that you were feeling, it just went away. The problems of your life have not changed. They remain. But the position from where you will view it changes. So it puts the focus on upgrading the personality. And that is where the Pancha Koshas I was talking about in the beginning of this session. We have to upgrade the Annamaya Kosha. We have to upgrade our Pranamaya Kosha. We have to upgrade our Manomaya Kosha. If we are able to make a tripod of these three, when you have a camera, if you want a steady picture, a good view, then you have to have a stable tripod, right? So if you want a good picture of your life, if you want to have a clean, enjoyable experience of your life, then you need to have a tripod of these three, Annamaya, Pranamaya and Manomaya, in good condition. And because we are human beings, it's very interesting to find that there is no yoga class for elephants. You don't have a Hathi yoga commune. Do you have anywhere in the world elephant yoga commune? Or monkey yoga commune? Or chameleon yoga commune? Or dog yoga retreat? Do you have any program where the dog is taught to become strong, resilient, relaxed? Why do we not have one session for all monkeys? That they become calm, all monkeys sitting on branches with eyes closed. And one person giving instruction, close your eyes, keep your hands in chin mudra, be at peace, breathe in, breathe out. Why not for monkeys? The reason is the responsibility of keeping themselves in a resourceful state is not handed over to any other life form other than the human. It is only in our life that we have been given the responsibility. We can choose to be resourceful. We can choose to be unresourceful. But if you want to become resourceful, then you have to have some resource. You have to have some source. And you should know how to go back to the source, and that's called the resource. What is the source you have? When Prabhuji was talking about the beggar mentality, we all have become consumers of behavior. Somebody has to behave in a particular way for me to consume that and feel good. This mentality where we depend upon everything outside us, that is where we keep on complaining in our life. How many complaints you have in your life? Your feeling divided by the number of complaints is equal to the stress that you will experience in your life. Your feeling of your own self, the self-image, I am like this, divided by the number of complaints. Tell me whether the denominator is greater than the feeling or the numerator is greater. If you have 5 as the feeling that I feel good, divided by 300 complaints, what will be your experience of life? So the experience that comes from outside is dependent, or the denominator, me, is dependent. When the denominator is not taken care well, if there is full of complaints, then even if you have $1 million with you, even if you have the whole world at your foot waiting for your, just hukum, you have to say that's all. Even then, if you are not having a personality which is robust, if you do not take that responsibility upon yourself to make the denominator really a healthy one, bring it into one piece. And this is where yoga has such beautiful contributions to upgrade the Annamaya Kosha, to upgrade the Pranamaya Kosha, to upgrade the Manomaya Kosha. It also has methods to remove weaknesses that have been allowed by your lifestyle, allowed by your faulty thinking processes, allowed by the habits that you have allowed into your life. You cultivate your own habits, and these habits govern your life. So the practices of yoga is like a first aid. It gives you the feeling, like the relief that you experience in spite of the stressful experience. The relief gives you the realization that there is a resourceful part in me. It is very reassuring when you do a practice. Oh, I got this light nature in me. If somebody just tells you about it, you will not be able to believe. But the practice gives you direct access to that higher nature. But it is like opening the window. You can't keep it open all the time. So it gives you that relief. But then there are other things, attitudinal development. And in the process, we convert all our distress into our eustress. Stress becomes the rewarding and the motivating, the encouraging component in life, instead of being something that we have to overcome either by running away from it or by fighting with it. And you have to go through a slow, systematic, long-term learning process which is supported by a systematic, regular practice, and have a continuous stream of the wisdom of the yogis flowing into you in the form of information, motivation, guidance. So it's an arrangement where you have connect with a parampara. And this is where the Satyananda Yoga Parampara, we have very good ashrams all over the world, in Australia, in Africa, in USA, in Japan, you name any country in the world, very senior teachers who have directly been guided by Sri Swamiji. They have been teaching and they have created ashrams, they have created centers, they have created teachers all over the world. So if you just have to open your eye, open your ears, and you will find a good teacher somewhere near you, from the Satyananda Yoga tradition, from the Shivananda tradition. And you have to have a long-term learning process. And then you will know how to master stress, how to convert all your distress into your eustress. Thank you. I will close this session with this much today. I don't have an issue. If you expect that these are not challenged, then at the outset it is a failure. They will be challenged. The nature of this body, the nature of this mind, the nature of prana is fluctuating. Sorry. Sorry. So at the outset, if you expect that there should be no challenge on the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya Kosha, you failed already. The very nature of life is filled with stress, because stress is the catalyst. The trick is in converting stress into the catalyst. And the nature of the body is to go through a process of deterioration. You don't have to do anything at all and you will age. The body will deteriorate. You don't have to do anything at all and your prana, your energy level will get depleted. You don't have to do anything at all and your mind will get dissipated, disturbed. But if you want to keep them in a good condition, then you will have to give them a seasoning experience. You have to strengthen them. And practice is the method. There are practices for the Annamaya Kosha, there are practices for the Pranamaya Kosha, and there are practices for the Manomaya Kosha. And these practices will have overlapping impact on other dimensions of the personality. Like you did a short Yoga Nidra today. The practice has an overlapping effect on the energy level. It has an overlapping effect on the body also, because the relaxation happens at physical, muscular, at the organal level. The heart rate changes, vasodilation takes place. So at the physical level, the relaxation has an impact, though you are doing a practice of relaxation of the mind. And it increases and changes the amount of energy that you are experiencing. So each practice, though they may be designed for one kosha, they will have overlapping, uplifting impact on the other dimensions. So when you have a composite practice, a comprehensive practice, a 360-degree approach, and you do practices for all the koshas, that is where the wisdom of the parampara plays a great role. Then it will get upgraded. By nature it will get depleted, but by practice it will get upgraded. So every time there is a depletion, and every time your practice and your approach stabilizes, there is a restabilizing impact of a long-term practice, and then you gain balance. This is the best way to ensure that all the three layers of your personality, and then beyond that, the higher dimensions of your personality are available for you, for your access to enjoy your life. We'll finish with the Shanti part, Chitrama. You have to unmute yourself, Chitrama.